The case against a former Clear Creek County deputy accused of killing Christian Glass in 2022 could go to the jury tomorrow. This after both the prosecution and defense rested this morning. Thanks for joining us. It's 4 o'clock. I'm Tom Green.
And I'm Kim Christensen. Prosecutors and attorneys for Andrew Buen will make their closing arguments tomorrow morning, and then the jury will get the case. 9 News reporter Steve Stager was in the courtroom today, where sparks certainly flew at the end of the testimony this morning, Steve.
Indeed they did, Kim. A powerful moment in court this morning as prosecutors directly asked a defense witness if they had a romantic relationship with Deputy Andrew Buen. The defense has been trying to argue that Buen was justified to break into Christian Glass's SUV because of suspicion that he'd been driving under the influence. But prosecutors continue to argue that Glass was in a mental health crisis and that deputies called to the scene that night were called there simply to help. This morning, the defense called Caitlin Culp, one of the two dispatchers on the case that night. Culp wasn't on the phone with Glass, but she was listening and dispatching out information about the call to officers and deputies. She told the jury the call didn't sound consistent with other mental health calls she'd taken, but she said she believed it was consistent with a caller under the influence.
My immediate thought was that this person was on drugs.
Did you think there was any specific drugs, or could you guess?
From what I was hearing, it's fairly consistent with people I've spoken with that are on methamphetamines.
And did you ever think that this was a mental health call?
No.
So during cross-examination, prosecutors pressed her about her own notes from that night, which listed this call as a motorist assist, nothing about drugs. Deputy DA Stephen Potts then asked her about her relationship with Andrew Buen.
But you don't know whether he was on drugs, right?
I don't know.
You don't know actually anything about him because he wasn't there and you didn't have any communication with him, correct?
Correct.
So whether he was or wasn't having a mental health crisis, you wouldn't know that either, right?
I wouldn't.
Now, at the time or subsequent to the time that you were employed by Clear Creek County Dispatch, you were involved in a intimate relationship with Mr. Buen, is that correct?
It was rumored we had history. It's not an intimate relationship.
So you were never a couple, you never were together?
Not officially. For a short period of time, yes.
It's a pretty simple question, yes or no? Not now, but you were,
There is
correct?
history, correct.
Okay.
So after a few brief rebuttal witnesses, both sides rested and the judge sent the jury home for the day. Tomorrow they'll get their instructions, then they'll listen to closing arguments from both sides. We will be in the courtroom and we'll bring you coverage right here on 9 News. In the newsroom, Steve Stager, 9 News.
Okay, Steve, that was a little uncomfortable, but we go back to the premise here. There's all this video, and now they're just trying to dissect every little thing about what the officers heard, what they were told, what Christian said.
Yeah, and you have to imagine that Andrew Buen's defense is just trying to create some doubt about this call in general. So they'll take these witnesses who may have a different story than what prosecutors have told about Christian Glass having this mental health crisis. There's been a lot of debate about the DUI part of this call, yet jurors have never seen a toxicology report from that night, which does show that Christian Glass had a little bit of marijuana in his system and what appears to be medication for I think it was Adderall at the time. Those are the two things that were in his system in the coroner's report, but again, the jury has not seen that.
Okay, well, thank you for all your coverage. Thanks.